that is so significant here. Ben, we got a great one. You mentioned it already, 1 versus 2, but how about the O's, right? You think about the undefeated for both programs, but you also look at their defense that they post donuts, 8 shutouts for both teams, and they're just hard to score on.
Yeah, I think even more specifically what you'd want to highlight is that St. Mary's defense that wasn't allowing a single score through their first 5 games of the season. Prescott as well, their defense, nothing to scoff at. They also have wins through this playoff at 20-3, 33-0, 19-7. They are not very prone to giving up a ton of points, and that's what we have here today, Kevin.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, and 86 points through 15 games. That's a stingy number, no doubt about it. And you look at that, that's 5.7 points per ball game. Heck, a touchdown's worth 6 points, so they're not giving up very many touchdowns. They're not giving up points at all.
Yeah, you talk about, when people talk about flag football, it's almost always one of those
We welcome you back to Championship Saturday here at Austin Field on the campus of Chandler High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside Benjamin Garcia with Sandy Childs. St. Mary's with the opportunity with the football. Here is their quarterback, another deep shot, jump ball, and that ball's incomplete.
Oh, but not afraid to take a shot downfield. You see at this point 2 differences in these offense. St. Mary's not afraid to throw the long ball. The Badgers playing a little bit more conservatively. Hey, they talk about it all the time, Kevin. No risk it, no biscuit. You risk a little bit of a potential of an interception there, but still clean defense, offense as well. Going to see if we're going to be able to convert one of those here.
Ruiz trying to get the football vertically. Here's Rick Fuller. Dale Whitmore is our head linesman. Lee Tompkins, the line judge, and Kirby Bolnow is the back judge.
Here comes more laundry.
And it's Ruiz again to the near side, right there for Prescott to make the stop. That was Adeline Brandon. Nice work there by the Prescott Badgers. Great crowd.
Look to be
secure that football on the tip drill.
Yeah, Brinkley Larson getting the Oski, and with the potential of taking that back, but just wrapped up pretty quickly there by the Knights offense. But still, that's what penalties do for you. You have back-to-back penalties for the down of the game, but a little trickery on that play. The Badgers defense was not falling for it, didn't give up a singular yard on that play, stopping the Knights offense from getting our first down.
The Badgers get the football right back. Rihanna Aguilar. In this case, they hand it off to Gilray, and she stays on her feet and finds an opening here on the near boundary. Ooh. A flag comes in late, but you have to like the speed to the edge by Alana Gilray.
It almost looked like the only way they were going to stop her is by getting some hands on her, and I'm not talking about the flag there, the ability to escape the opposing defense, but then kind of falling a little bit near that near side 50-yard line.
It looked like Brinkley Larson took the snap on that last play, and that's not crazy. You'll see different formations, and you'll see multiple people take the football. In fact, you've even seen Gwen Carter just snap it to her teammates. So there is a lot of unique and very, very creative offensive sets, and the fact that everybody's eligible, Benjamin, it's wide open.
Yeah, I'm not so sure what we got there on that flag. It looked to be a holding penalty, but not sure who. But here come the Badgers now throwing one downfield.
2nd and 1, deep ball. Maggie Maneely was throwing the football. So Maneely throwing the rock, and with a step.
I tell you, Kevin, these young women here, they can really sling it. No of the ball, missing the wide receiver, just coming up a little short. They are airmailing these wide receivers. They got to get on the same page here. We'll see one of those connect here in just a second, I'm sure of it.
A lot of adrenaline early. All right, it is McNeely at quarterback, and the last receiver was the other quarterback. So quarterback throwing at the quarterback, but playing wide receiver on that last play was Rihanna Aguilar, and she had the defender beat.
Who brought up another 4th down. So now it's almost a looking in the mirror scenario from the last possession from the Knights, where just a yard short of the 1st down, and that's what we have here with the Badgers, a yard short. We'll see if they can convert here.
The ball is on the 41 of St. Mary's. The Badgers need the 40 to extend this drive. It's a tight formation. McNeely is going to take the snap. She's in trouble, and she's taken down in the backfield. Who else? Ariana Manning with the TFL. And that'll be a turnover on downs, and St. Mary's is going to get the football back. Let's see. Yes, that is indeed correct.
You know, what I'd like to see there, if the Badgers are going to commit to running the football, I'd almost like to see a little bit of a quarterback potentially without a first down.
It's a matter of time before the Knights try to go deep again. That's what Gianna Ruiz and her teammates love to do. They love to throw the ball deep. This is another handoff. It's a flea flicker. Ruiz loads up,
Wide
and
open.
that ball is batted down. And now we're going to get a sack. So that ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Recording the sack for Prescott was Delaney Courtney, and she's been disruptive here first half of this football game. The pass rush on both sides, Mr. Garcia, have been very impressive.
Just beautifully dialed up blitz, but potentially even a better offensive play. I know you're a fan of the old show, Saved by the Bell. It's Saved by the Whistle on that play, throwing the ball downfield and just short. Would have been an interception and potentially could have went the other direction. Knights got to consider themselves a little lucky there.
Little news you can use. I'm a fan of Saved by the Bell. I did not know that. There's a little underhand toss. And again, a very unorthodox type play. Making the reception was Ava Sierras. I believe who flipped it to her was Gwen Carter. And again, more creativity here by the Chris Horn offense.
The only team that runs more, motion, for lack of a better term, or snapping the ball and everyone's got it before they throw it might be the San Francisco 49ers offense right now. So this is some creativity from this Knights offense that is not making anything easy on this Badgers defense.
From the St. Mary's 46-yard line, snap is back to Ruiz. Has time to survey. Loads up. Deep shot. Has a receiver there. That ball's intercepted. It's picked off. That's the second interception for Ruiz, and recording that pick was Maggie Maneely, and Maneely has the interception. That's the second takeaway of this football game. The Badgers D continues to be extremely stingy.
And I think that should be, if not for a negated penalty earlier in the game, that should be her second interception of the night, but finally gets back into it, gets her first one, and I would not be if we see another one from Maggie here later in this game. But two defenses that are not giving up anything. Kevin, we might just have to turn this into first to score wins. We might be here all night still.
You never know. For Maneely with the pick, that's her 20th, and for the Badgers as a team, 56 interceptions. Maneely, deep ball, has a receiver there, and that ball's dropped. Oh, my goodness. What a pass by Maneely. That was dropped in the breadbasket on a wide-open Brinkley Larson. That would have been a six-pointer for sure. Unfortunately, they'll play another down.
Oh, just a beautiful throw right in the breadbasket from 9 to 6 on play, but it looks like she ran it before she caught it. That's something that even a mistake professionals make when they're playing this sport, and you got to be able to reel that ball in, because if she does, even just catches it and secures the catch and gets down, it's a massive gain, a first down, and potentially a touchdown on that play.
What a ball by Maneely. That was
Beautiful.
A heartbreaking play by the Badgers. Maneely back to work again. She's going to hand it off. This is her tailback with speed to the corner, and that is Alana Gilray. And Alana Gilray, very versatile with her attack on offense. She's been running the ball out of the backfield. They get the ball to her on the Gilray in space, and watch out.
Oof, you had mentioned it. Versatile might not even be the right word for her. Just speedy player coming off the edge, and she's going to break one of these. I've noticed from this Badgers offense, just speed everywhere, which is potentially why they're willing to throw this ball down the field, quickly get into their players in space. They just feel good about their skill players making people miss.
Rihanna Aguilar lines up to the outside. In motion to the far side, that is Mallory Walsh. Maneely to the air. Pumps. Loads up. That ball's floating in there. It's hanging up there, and that ball is incomplete. Boy, I think the quarterback, now playing wide receiver, Rihanna Aguilar, ended up being a defensive back there and knocked that ball down. Otherwise, that could have been another interception for the secondary.
Took the words right out of my mouth. The Badgers offense throws the ball deep downfield. Little pump fake to get the defender jumping, but Rihanna Aguilar coming in, playing defense on the play. Coming back to the ball, not waiting for it to come to her. Disaster avoided there for this Badgers offense.
And again, the ferocious pass rush up front by Ariana Manning. Doing a great job there, but Maneely did a nice job to maneuver around her. Maneely to the air again, working on that slant. That ball's caught. That's Brinkley this time, as she squared up and was in good position to catch that ball. And that was a delivery. That was a strike there by the quarterback, Maneely.
Yeah, it's supposed to be flag football, but bodies are flying everywhere in today's game, and it looks like potentially this Knights defense is starting to creep up just a little bit.
Maneely and company on the move. They need the 40 to get a fresh set of downs. Maneely, another deep shot. What a ball, and that ball is incomplete. She threw into double coverage again, had 2, maybe even 3 receivers there. And for Prescott, I believe the closest to making a catch was Aubrey Kitahata, the junior. But how about that spiral by the quarterback, Maneely? She spun that one. That was a beautiful throw.
These quarterbacks in this game have overthrown their receivers multiple times, and the quarterbacks have no lack of arm strength, but 2 wide receivers in the area, 3 defensive backs. You just feel like you like your chances, but ultimately not able to come down with it there, Kevin.
4th and 3 for Maneely and company. Maneely takes the snap, and she can't get to the line to gain. Sophia Bryant shooting the gap. She gets the flagpole, and that was a dynamite play by the defensive unit for the St. Mary's Knights. And now we're going to run into a organized timeout. We're going to head to break. This is the 2024 AIA Fall State loss of 5 from the 40. Ruiz to the air, has some time. She's pressured. She's going to lop the ball down the field, and that ball is caught by Gwen Carter. Nice work there by Ruiz with some patience, buying a little bit of time, sliding to her right, and then lofted the ball over the defense. And there was Gwen Carter making a nice contribution with that catch.
Yeah, I'd like to see the safeties creep up a little bit here on this play, but see 22 here for the Badgers, trying to keep the opposing quarterback honest. That's where you'd like to see your safety come up, try to bat that action, and that for the Knights offense.
Give Raber another hurry as she was on the pass rush. It looks like there are 4 quarterbacks out there. That's the design of that play. Ruiz back to throw. As she finds her receiver again, that's close to first down yardage. It's Gwen Carter, GC2 for St. Mary's, makes the catch. And with the immediate pull for Prescott, it was Maggie Maneely. And that is a first down for St. Mary's, and this is the furthest that any team has gotten on their opponent, as the ball is now right near the 20-yard line. St. Mary's in the red zone for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, I didn't catch exactly what the officials saw there. I think maybe they were going for pass interference on that play. Really, the headlines judge, or the head judge of this officiating crew, dig the signaling very quickly, but now this puts up the Knights offense in prime real estate to get our first score of the game right before the half, Kevin.
This is a 1st and goal to go. Gwen Carter is going to snap the football. Ruiz to the air with good footwork. Has time for the corner of the end zone. That ball is incomplete. There was a receiver there.
Not for long, though, Kevin. Badgers defender coming in and nearly laying the wood on her.
Ava Sierras was the target. She leaped up, and that ball was just past her outstretched arms. But Ruiz taking a shot towards the back pylon of the end zone. What an effort there. Maneely with the coverage, and she's a difficult cover as well because she's got all that height.
Yeah, credit to the quarterback as well. You throw that ball to the pylon, it's either your player's ball or no one's ball.
Again, that little flip pass. They snap it to Carter, and then she'll drop it off for the wide receiver. I believe it was Franny Horn. Franny Horn with the catch, and Franny Horn was about a step away from gaining the first touchdown of this championship game.
Yeah, now about 3rd, and looks to be a long 2 yards here for the Knights offense. You wonder if they just go back to that quick pitch offense again.
So it's 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line.
You can kind of see the signaling of the Badgers defense telling everyone to come up close.
Sophia Bryant is in that backfield. Ruiz to the end zone. She's got Gwen there. That ball's incomplete. Gwen Carter had that one in her hands and just couldn't squeeze the football.
Yeah, that's where the Badgers defense caught a little bit of a break here because that ball was thrown perfectly. Should have reeled it in, but the defense of the Badgers falls asleep on that play in the back of the end zone and just catches a break here. The Knights just watch 6 points fall right through their fingertips.
Now, on 4th down, do you take the 3 here, or are you going to go for 6? And it looks like Chris Horn's going to remain aggressive here.
That's interesting.
Why not? You're undefeated at 13-0. You're playing with house money. You're in the finals. Ruiz, snap is back. Ruiz rolling right. Goes to the end zone. That ball's caught for a St. Mary's Knights touchdown.
Yeah, you can almost see there they were trying to get the defense of the Badgers to jump off sides, but said, we're just going to call hike anyways. Almost that same play that we saw in the back of the end zone just a moment before, but just a little drag route to the side. Holds onto the ball through some physical contact, and that's a touchdown.
Gianna Ruiz to Gwen Carter for 6. That opens the scoring. 0.6 seconds ago in this inaugural 4A state championship game in girls flag football. The Knights strike first. They lead it 7-0 over the Prescott Badgers.
Big possession there, scoring right before the half as the coaches start scratching their heads trying to figure out what happened there on that defensive possession, trying to stop the little rub routes in the back of the end zone. And now the Badgers are going to look to try to respond here. About 55 seconds left. Couple of timeouts in their back pocket. Still a lot of time to be able to heave one downfield. We've already seen them try to do that here, Kevin. We'll see if they'll do it again.
All right, Maneely begins this drive at her own 30. Snap is back to Maneely. Wants to throw under pressure, and that ball is caught on the far side. Making the catch for the Prescott Badgers and then turning upfield is Mallory Walsh. I thought she might have been sacked in the backfield. Ben, that's what I thought happened, but then the play went outside, and again, it was slow to develop, but picking up big yardage was Mallory Walsh.
Yeah, well, you see here on the replay, you thought she was going to be sacked. I thought she was throwing an interception. Squeezes a ball through, threading a needle and turning nothing into something. Being in the Midwest right now, Kevin, it is probably freezing in that area where now we're all just board shorts and T-shirts right now. Beautiful day for football.
Maneely off the play fake. Deep ball, far sideline. The ball's incomplete. Again, a near sack with the pressure on the quarterback, Ariana Manning. And Maneely, she seems to have the ability to put some air on these deep throws.
Well, a near sack, a near interception. We see for the second time today, the wide receiver for the Badgers turns offense into defense and almost boxing out that defensive back like she's playing basketball. No interception there, and the drive stays alive here for the Badgers.
Ava Sierras supplying the coverage for St. Mary's. For Prescott, they need to get to the 40-yard line to extend this drive. And this is a run play by Gilray. What a fake there by Maneely. They act like the snap went over her head, and it was a snap to Alana Gilray, and she just scoots up the middle for nice yardage.
Little trickery on that play, but what goes unnoticed there is that looks to be what could have been a 50-yard, 40-yard, 35-yard gain, and just a pulled flag there right at near midfield where the linebacker.
Halftime. A lot going on in this championship Saturday. 3 state championship games in girls flag football. Last year, Arizona set the stage, the inaugural 5A and 6A title games. And here we are with that growth that we've seen over the last year. It's amazing growth at that, but Prescott and St. Mary's on the main stage here in the inaugural 4A title game. So it's gone from 2 conferences to 3 conferences in just a year, Benjamin. The growth has been very impressive.
Not just from them, but from us as well, Kevin. We were here last year, and little rookies to this flag football game, but now seasoned vets.
Maneely to the air on a hook and ladder and down the sideline and scoring a touchdown for the Prescott Badgers was Aubrey Kinahata.
Oh, they just took a play out of the old Boise State Fiesta Bowl touchdown, paying homage to the Fiesta Bowl. Throws a little hook and lateral play and fools the entire defense. From the Knights, we have some laundry on the field, but it didn't look to be where the Badgers offense was. That should be on the Knights there. Almost potentially a illegal tackle of sorts, tripping up the Badgers wide receiver there. But as they discussed, maybe they picked this one up. Huge play, though.
Let's take a look at this one again. Wow, what a pass by Maneely. And then the catch was brilliant, but then the flip and going down the sidelines. That was just a spectacular play, well executed, just as Coach Ryan Hart had practiced that in practice this week.
How about the wheels, though, on the wide receiver there? Just speeded away from the defensive backs. And looks like it's going to be a picked up penalty, turning this into a 7-7 ball game potentially.
So they're going to call holding against St. Mary's. And I don't know where that hold occurred, but the flag was thrown down inside the 5-yard line.
You know, Kevin, I have some insider information here. This kicker for the Badgers sure has a leg on her. This should be a very easy point after try for her. She was booting it from 45 yards out pregame, Kevin.
This is Delaney Courtney. Ben has seen the leg in pregame.
Oh, I've seen the leg. Massive boot on this girl.
There are 7 seconds remaining in the half, so St. Mary's will get another crack at it. We want to look at this play one more time. High snap, good hold, and here comes Courtney, and that kick is right through the uprights.
No issues there.
We have a new score. 7's alive here. 7 seconds to go to halftime. Prescott 7, St. Mary's 7.
Yeah, so we'll take a look here on this hook and lateral play. Nearly pulled the flag there, but number 8 here for the Badgers gets tripped up on nearly the 1-yard line. Potentially could have been called short, but either way, touchdown for the Badgers. Huge play, 7 seconds before the first half. That is a game-changing play.
Kitahata was actually down at the 1, but with her momentum, it took her into the end zone. But they used instant replay here in the high school circuit, that one would have been called down at the 1-yard line. But what a play. And it was, again, Maneely setting it up. The hook and ladder, the timing was absolutely brilliant. And then the speed down the sideline by Aubrey Kitahata to house it. And we have a brand new ball game. We are tied at 7 apiece. This drive will begin for the Knights at their own 20-yard line. They'll snap it back, and they get the ball in the hands of Gwen Carter as she tries to turn the corner. She does, and she'll also have her flag pulled by the quarterback, Maneely. So Maneely's been involved in a lot of activity here, both sides of the football.
Yeah, you know, you had mentioned there just for a second that she might have been called down. I think the penalty, most defenses have done a pretty good job.
And the biggest play of that first half, and who knows at this stage of the game, but it's the early candidate for the Whataburger What a Play of the game. But that flea flicker, if you will, actually it was a hook and ladder, and that was just a beautifully thrown ball there by Maneely, and then it was Aubrey Kitahata taking it the distance as she fell into the end zone.
Kevin, I spoke with Prescott's head coach, Ryan Hart, at the half, and I asked him about the new quarterback that we've been seeing, Maggie Maneely, and he said she brings a different speed profile, and she's a dual threat, and we could see going forward more passing. He's liking their defensive aggression. He says offensively, we have to get in a rhythm. His message to them was, don't let them bully you. When you block, mean it. He said it is going to be so much fun. Know your assignments. Go out there. We can win this. We'll send it back up to you.
They couldn't field it cleanly, and that's going to be a loss. So a big play there to start the second half for this Prescott defense. Ruiz to throw. She'll drop it off in the flat, and making a bobbling catch there was Gwen Carter. They like to run that play. They like to get the ball to Carter on those crossing routes in the flat. Penalty marker thrown on the play, and this one's going to be an infraction against the Badgers.
Yeah, I'm not so sure what the official was getting him on there, but you kind of see opening up this half a little bit underneath stuff, things we haven't seen just from a straight quarterback drop back pass, throw it between or outside the numbers here. And you saw that here, and that should be able to keep that Badgers defense honest that is feasted on some interceptions early in this game.
So we have seen a few more miscues as far as penalties are concerned than I anticipated. There have been 5 or 6 penalties here in this football game, and they've all been very impactful type penalties. This one will extend this drive. The Knights from their own 44-yard line. Snap back to Ruiz, looking right. Loads up. Deep ball. And that ball is incomplete. Excuse me, it's intercepted by Maneely. That's the 3rd pick by Ruiz. 2nd interception by Maneely. And the 57th of the year for this Badgers secondary.
Yeah, Maneely just kind of playing wide receiver there for the Knights. And you don't have to force the issue with that throw, and yet the Knights still, after what was a very nice...
This drive with a fresh set of downs. Ruiz to throw again. And her pass was nearly intercepted. Jumping the route was Maneely. She was in line for her 3rd pick of this football game and 4th of the afternoon for Ruiz. So that's one thing that Ruiz is going to have to be a little bit more weary of if that's the secondary. And it looks like right now they're just teeing off on her as they're just watching her eyes. So she's going to have to start to look off a little bit.
Kevin, she picks off that ball. That is an easy Oski pick six there. She's got to be more careful with it. You know, I'd like to see this offense maybe throw in a pump fake or two from this aggressive defense, potentially get them to bite a little bit more.
Ruiz again to throw. Here comes the pressure up the middle, and Ruiz steps up with a deep ball, and that ball was overthrown. The intended target, Ava Sierras, applying the pressure in the backfield, if you will. In this case, Delaney Courtney. She's been a pass rusher extraordinaire for these Badgers. So it'll be a fourth down, and it'll be what could be a punting situation here. Do you want to send them back and try to pin them inside the football? 12 if you like to keep score that way. From the 32, Ruiz, all kinds of time. And her pass goes outside. That ball's caught. Working up the boundary is Bella Sirocco. And finally, she gets her flag pulled there by Maneely. Maneely very active in that secondary. Right place, right time for her, and she gets the tackle.
Yeah, the crowds and the coaching staff look to want some sort of a penalty on the Badgers defense for, I'm not so sure, largely pulling the flag there on that play. But looks like this Badgers defense just being a little too aggressive here, Kevin. That feasted on the interception multiple times in today's game, and
thanks, Kevin. With every team, there's a heart and a soul, and I spoke with Prescott's head coach, Ryan Hart, about this, and he said it's his defense, specifically Delaney, Maggie, and Alana. But he said if you had to pick one, it's Delaney Courtney. He said she's tenacious. She's inspirational to others. She doesn't let the moments get too big for her, and his team thrives off of that. Kevin?
Thank you, Sandy. Great insight once again, and why Sandy was chatting. Gianni Ruiz threw a ball deep towards the end zone that was intercepted by Maggie Maneely, her third interception on her own, and the fourth in the game by Gianni Ruiz.
Yeah, this Badgers defense has just been the story of tonight's, or today's game, I guess I should say, early in the afternoon here.
Ava Harris running that deep route, but the timing was really good. The Badgers defense, they too, just very, very good at their craft.
Nearly picked off the ball there. I think that might have been their potentially fifth interception on the night, but either way, going back to the Badgers here offensively.
This is a short end-over-end kick taken there by Maneely, and then right down the middle. Don't know that we'd find a better play than this one right here. This is the hook and ladder executed perfectly there by Maneely as he drops it off to Brinkley Larson, and then the handoff to a streaking Kitahata. That was just an outstanding play.
Yeah, and just right before the half, when she had scored that touchdown, there was only 7 seconds remaining in the first half on this play, and still, I had mentioned it before, but paying a little homage to that 2007 hook and ladder from the Boise State Broncos against Oklahoma Sooners, and none other than the Fiesta Bowl. As
Maneely, the junior. Aguilar, the original quarterback, lines up to the near side. Maneely back to throw. Here comes the pressure. Jump ball. That ball is incomplete.
Oh, there's
Franny Horn was there, and here comes a flag.
That's going to be DPI. A push in the back there from the Knights defense. That's going to be a spot foul penalty, if I'm not mistaken, and an automatic first down. But that's a good call there from the officiating crew. You'd like to see that call come from the back judge. Instead, came from the what looked to be the line judge there. But, yeah, massive DPI there. Push in the back, not really giving a chance there to the Badgers wide receiver.
Brinkley Larson, the intended target, 16.1 seconds ago. 10-7 our ball game. Both teams, well, that's actually, they haven't updated the long team scoreboard. We know they've taken some timeouts. So the tail of the tape,
I think they should have one more, if I'm not mistaken.
Maneely to throw. 13 seconds ago. She can't make the throw. Why? Because Ariana Manning is there to get home. She gets the sack. Over 34 sacks on the year for Ariana Manning, and she has her biggest sack of her season on that play.
This will be the final play here, Kevin.
How do you practice that, Ben? How do you go in there and practice pulling flags like that? I wonder how they do that.
Yeah, I don't
Remarkable
think that's something either of us could do, Kevin. The sticky fingers. I think we got to check some of the gloves. Some of these girls on these teams could. The immediate flag pulling has been the story of today. Not many missed tackles on today's game for either side, but now a last-ditch effort here for the Badgers defense. For the Badgers offense. And you saw there for a second they were looking to throw the ball downfield, try to get just somewhat in position for their kicker. Going to try to, final play of the game here potentially. Going to have to pull out all the stops.
9.1 seconds to go in this game. It's 10-7 for the Badgers. They need to get to the 40 for a fresh set of downs. Maneely stops, sends one deep. It's a jump ball, and that ball is caught by the Badgers. Making the catch was Aubrey Kitahata. And now they're going to say time has run out.
Tremendous season, and it's been our pleasure to track you throughout the entire season and the playoffs. Great job, great effort. On behalf of the AIA, congratulations. You are the 4A Conference state runner-up. Miss Amy from the Fiesta Bowl is going to present you with your trophy.
Grant.
All right, great ladies. If we can just 2 lines.
So nice presentation there to the Prescott Badgers. Head coach Ryan Hart receiving the runner-up trophy. His team finishes 15-1, and in their inaugural campaign playing. Thank you to Coach Horn.
Good job.
And yes, absolutely happy birthday to Franny Horn. My goodness, what a day to celebrate her 18th birthday. I believe they said they were celebrating. And go back to Ava Gonzalez, a freshman, ice water her veins, drills the 17-yard field goal. It was a game winner, and the rest is history. St. Mary's blazes Arizona Trail. They're 4A state champions, and they finished the year at 14-0, and they set themselves up for their community and the alums and the players that play flag football. St. Mary's, they've got a really impressive team to look up to and build their program around.
Yeah, for years to come, too, and it's kind of hard at one point where you're starting from the bottom and then end up at the top of your very first year, but something to build off for from years to come. I know they're not satisfied with just one. They'll want to try to be here next year and potentially go after another one.
This will do it here for Chandler High School. We've got the second game triple dip here. Coming up next, it'll be Canyon View and Mountain View. That's coming up next, the 5A finals. We'll have all the coverage for you right here from Austin Field here at Chandler High School. And we certainly thank you for watching our first game of our triple dip, where the